Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This battle has already started and we've got an AMX 12 ton here being driven by Prussian Joe of ARG, and he's on the south spawn of Oyster Bay. Okay, we didn't get to see the equipment because he was so quick, but we can see that he's actually decided to have fuel instead of the food. So, yes, he wants to be extra zippy. Okay, so he's got to a spotting position, able to get sight on the enemy. And the first one he spots is an M4A3E8. Yeah, and he's actually putting fire into him as well. So he's not passively spotting, he's actively spotting. AMX 12 ton, developed in 1946. Was a light high-speed tank supposed to weigh about 12 tons to make it airborne. It actually became the basis for the AMX 13 in the end, and they never produced it, but it actually is quite an interesting tank because it has 2x6 shell drums in the real tank, but in the game they reduced that to just 4 shells and 75mm in caliber, 135 alpha, 144mm of pin. And you can see that Prussian Joe's gone straight to the APCR. There we go. 144 with 135. With the APCR, 202mm of pen. He's not carrying any HE in this one. Oh, that AMX 12 ton on the enemy team is almost out of the game. It's surprising that the enemy hasn't really fired anything back at him, but I get the feeling that they will very shortly, because a Cromwell has been seen near Y and we've lost sight of him, so he's either passively spotting at the moment. He does get a hit on the Churchill 7. The reload is actually fairly quick for the shells. The standard reload for the 4 shells is 19.58 seconds, and Prussian Joe has actually got it down to 19.31. Now you can see 3 marks on the barrel, which means that Prussian Joe is actually playing this quite a lot. And I think one of the reasons why he's pulling out of there is because the MT25 suddenly came into sight, and so did the Cromwell. And therefore he was on borrowed time before he was going to get attacked by 2 tanks at the same time. But he's going after the MT25. Oh, that one didn't work, but this did. And he rammed him. But he gets the kill on the second shot really, that impacted. But he's popped the reload. The Cromwell, well, he hasn't popped his head out yet yeah, he's firing. But again, he had the same problem. He wasn't able to get the shot on target. The enemy Arty trying to get us got stunned instead. Okay, now the Cromwell's in trouble. And he makes sure he gets behind him before he fires that single shot and kills. So that's his second kill of the game. And yes, the enemy is trying to kill him. As shells are coming in after him, but he's actually quite fast. 60 kilometers an hour is the maximum speed on this tank. So he's quick enough to actually avoid. And that guy's not looking in the right direction, which is why shells are impacting, and he's not doing anything about it. Okay, he's going back to the same spotting bush because now the 2 threats that were against him have actually vaporized. Or rather, he made them vaporize. Now we're 5 down on the enemy, so the enemy seems to be doing rather well in this game, but I don't think the best players on our team have actually been that badly wounded yet, and therefore the enemy might be walking into a trap. This A3E8 is the same one we've seen before, but he's about to get 4 shells, and in fact 1 is enough to finish him off, and that's him out the game, and a 3rd kill for Prussian Joe. Okay, there are enemy tanks behind him, including a T-3485M, who was badly wounded, and he went down. But we're now down to just 4 tanks, just 4, and the enemy is getting closer to the cap. The thing is, it's a matter of who is that 4 tanks. As I say, if you've got 4 really good tanks, then it really doesn't matter that you've only got 4 and the enemy has a lot, because they're going to be wiped out very soon if they've got very low hit points. Basotto at long range, first shot goes in, gets the second one in. Now he's a one shot and he fires blind and he gets the kill. So that's now 4 kills, but the enemy is capping, and Arty trying to get him again. He pops the reload. Good job. Always a good idea to keep 4 shells in your breech or in your magazine ready to go. And he recognized that it was time to actually pop the reload, because there's no point in having just 1 shell while you're tooling around trying to find the enemy, and all of a sudden you come across the enemy and you haven't got enough shells to kill them. Okay, I think he's going to try and do something about that T-78, who is taking fire from somebody else, and now it's actually our T-78. Now he turns out to be a major ally for us in this game. Oh, the kill shot actually went to our teammate on the T-78, I think. And he wasn't thinking about where he was driving there, I'm pretty sure. But now he's still tooling around, popping the reload, waiting for the shells to come back in. There's the type, so yeah, he can use the type. Together they can work on this VK. Okay, the swapping positions. Type 64, very good premium light tank. Oh! Basically, it's a Hellcat, but it's a light tank instead. And he dodges the Arty. You see, the thing is, Prussian Joe knows how Arty works, so he actually can avoid it. He's one of those examples of good players in other tanks who does know how to avoid Arty. Here they go again. Hey, you see, it's as simple as that. But you see, real, or not real, I should say, people who play tanks on a regular basis, who play heavy tanks, people like Voldemort and the like, they don't like Arty because they don't know how to dodge the shells. But someone like Prussian Joe, yeah, he knows how to dodge them. Okay, BK. See how you like when you get 2 light tanks go after you at the same time. The enemy team are now down to just 5 tanks versus our 3. As I say, the 3 that matter. Okay. Box tank. Pulls back to use the bush mechanic. Yes, that's nice. First shot goes in. Ah, the guy moved behind the rock. Yeah, he's got some cover there, but he backs up to... We fire 1 blind. He reckons... Ah, pop the reload. Yeah, he got spotted there. Pop the reload. Yep. He wants to expel that last round on the SU-100. Now he's got to reload, but he did get the kill, and that is his 5th kill in the game. So he really is having a good one. And you notice how he actually moves it around. It's almost like it's second nature. He doesn't care. He knows how to pirouette the vehicle to get the vehicle facing the right way. Okay, so he's going to try and come at them from a different angle. He's going to try and attack them from the side if he can. If they're still facing the Type 64, unfortunately our Type 78 didn't survive. Box tank down to a 1 shot. So 1 hit, but we don't want to get hit by him. Hello! Yeah, came up behind him, gave him what for. As Jingles would say, a bit of surprise butt sex. Ooh, somebody tried to fire at us. That was the VK3601. Enemy team only has 3 tanks left now, and he can't see us. Now he can. And yeah, we did take a hit from him, and we got stunned because we had to stick out there just to get that second shell in. But now the VK is no more, and we've got 7 kills. So yes, we passed the point where he got the top gun. I missed out on that. That was when he got the box tank. And now he's going for a Radley Walters, and he's up against two Artys, two M44s. Well, before Wargaming neutered it, I would have said he would have a lot of trouble trying to take out two M44s, especially if they're working together. But now, considering that the M44 is only a fraction of what it used to be, he's actually got a good chance of taking both of them. The Type is going along the north side, and he's found one. Just the top, but he can do it with just the top. Just the tip, man, just the tip. Oh, he went behind the rock. Oh, the other one's been found, and he's closer to us than we expect. So, yeah, we're backing up under cover. Now, don't get too close. You can flip this thing over. It's very lightweight. As I said, it was designed to actually be an airborne tank. It was the first French autoloader. And the commander is also the gunner. Well, he's a loader rather, not a gunner. Sorry. There is a gunner. Okay, you just see him now. Okay, finish him off. Wouldn't normally be saying that about an Arty, because of course I'm an Arty lover, but... Oh! The Type got the kill. So we're not going to get a Pascucci's, but we could still get a Radley's. Miss with the first one, get it on the second. Yes! And that wins the game. What a good one. Well, that was an excellent game, wasn't it? It was an ace tanker game for Prussian Joe Barg in the AMX 12-ton. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He also got a duelist for taking down two tanks that damaged him, fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, and he got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 9 in total. He got a Radley Walters. He actually managed to get 8 kills in that game. And yeah, you have to scroll the page to see all the damage he did to the enemy. And on top of that, yes, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate from that one, 11,249, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. So he did more than was expected of an AMX 12-ton. The sort of conduct that you'd normally say super soldier or superhero. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. The T-78 with his 90mm gun managed to do 2,497 hit points of damage, and he picked up a high caliber and a Confederate in the game. Second highest goes to Prussian Joe, and of course he gets the Radley Walters and the Top Gun and 2,037. The third highest, well, that turns out to be a budgie on our team who didn't survive the game, and he got 1,629 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, we can see, obviously, Prussian Joe got 8 kills. 3 kills went to the Type 64, and 2 kills went to the T-78, surprisingly, even though he got the high caliber. And when it came to base XP, we can actually see, I should say, actually, the Type 64 also was not the only one getting 3 kills. The KV-1S on the enemy team got 3 as well. And the T-78 was not the only one with 2, because the T-3485 and the M4A3E8 and the Basotto both got 2 kills apiece. But yeah, I think it was a standout game by Prussian Joe to get 8 kills. But when it came to base XP, and of course I was going around that, 1,417. He's the only one to get over 1,000 base. And he also got a very emphatic win there. Compared to the other one, the next one was the T-78, who only got 962. And then we got the Type 64, who got 792. But of course, he did survive the game, and he got a kill towards the end as well. Let's have a look at detail. 30 shots fired in this game. This tank actually carries 36 rounds, so he only had 6 rounds left at the end, but the M44s didn't present too much of a problem for him. 23 direct hits on the enemy, 20 penetrations. He did use an awful lot of premium ammo in the game, though, and the damage was 2,037 hit points, of which 552 were at more than 300 meters. He received 2 hits, both penetrated, because the armor on this thing is diabolical. 50mm is the front of the hull, and that's the best armor. The front of the turret's only 30mm. Everywhere else is really light, and that's actually to make the tank light so it can go fast, and of course it can be carried in an aircraft. So yes, he was penetrated, and he did receive one hit by way of splash. He stuck his nose out to get that last kill on the VK3601H, and in doing so, allowed one of those shells to actually hit him. It was an 88mm round as well, and of course the Arty to splash him, but it was a case of I had to get that kill. So, and he knew as well that even if he died, that the Type 64 was going to be able to find or should be able to find and kill the M44s in the end. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 11 enemy vehicles were engaged and damaged, and 8 destroyed, and he got 1,305 hit points of spotting assist in the game. On a premium count, he actually made a loss, yes, mainly down to that ammunition. 36,202 credits lost, something that wouldn't happen to a Rorik 78 because, of course, he doesn't use premium ammo. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of premium ammo was used just to make sure that the shots really counted, and so that was rather expensive. But he did get 25 bonds because he got a mission achievements and 2,125 experience points in it as well. So, very good game there by Prussian Joe in his AMX 12-ton. I'm sure we're going to be seeing some more from him in the near future. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like, and thank you for watching.